You are watching The Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, what's new in cosmetic dentistry? With us, we have the desert's most popular, sought-after cosmetic dentist, Dr. Rene Dell'Acqua. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy. It's great to be here.
Now, we've wanted you on the program for quite some time, so I'm glad you finally made it. Great teeth, by the way. Great smile.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into today's topic, your practice, I guess you do more than just cosmetic, or you focus on cosmetic?
We do. We're focused on cosmetic dentistry, but we offer a full range of dental treatments from tooth-colored fillings to Invisalign, veneers, implant-supported crowns.
Hasn't it become more mainstream, though, nowadays to get, porcelain veneers?
Absolutely.
Those kind of things done?
And it really has. And before, when porcelain veneers really were more horsey-looking, as we've seen that before, it was obvious. There was no way to get around it. You had your teeth done, and that was the end of it. But now, with the wonderful materials we have to work with some really high-end artistic laboratories, we're able to design and create teeth that look natural.
Now, we talked on the telephone. You said that, as soon as you went into practice, you knew. It was designed to be a cosmetic dental practice. Why? Why is that?
Well, I grew up. My father was an orthodontist, so I grew up in a household where my dad was making people look beautiful every day. And when I was in dental school and learning about all the different
Did you always know
fields,
you wanted to be a dentist?
I did. I did.
Really? Did you work in your father's practice?
I did. I did. As a teenager growing up, I was an assistant, and when I was in college for a while, I worked for him as well, and I always knew I was going to be in the dental field.
So cosmetic, though, and you call it the dental studio.
Right. Cosmetic dentistry, when I was a senior in dental school, I decided that that was absolutely the route that I was going to take. Prior to that, I had thought I was going to do orthodontics.
I asked you, I said, what's your favorite compliment that you get about your dentistry? And you said that you guys are great listeners at your practice. And why is that important, though? Isn't that a given that the dentist is going to?
It's really not a given, and patients have an idea. When they come to you and they trust you to make them look a certain way, you owe it to them to listen to what they expect or what they're looking for. So we listen. We want the patient to tell us exactly what they're wanting their end result to be, and then we discuss with them what we may or may not be able to do to meet their expectations. We make sure that their expectations can be met.
Okay, and you give them the DellAcqua Smile.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
You kind of coined that phrase. I think we've seen that in your advertising.
Yes, the DellAcqua Smile is basically just a natural-looking smile enhanced by veneers.
Natural-looking smile. Yeah. So did they ever come in and say, I want a DellAcqua Smile?
They almost always.
Do they really do that?
Yeah,
they come in and
do.
they say that? And so what does it mean?
Do.
What does it mean, other than the obvious? Just you say it's a natural...
They just want a great-looking smile. People come in and ask for the DellAcqua Smile, and we do Invisalign. We don't do any veneers. But when their teeth are straight and they're beautiful, they feel like they've got the DellAcqua Smile.
So mostly women are coming in to your practice?
Actually, we have as many men as we do women that come into the practice. Absolutely.
Kind of a 50-50?
Absolutely.
It's not just for the rich and famous anymore.
Absolutely
getting
not.
veneers.
Absolutely not. And we have patients as young as being in their teens that we do bonding for some teeth that might be too short or some teeth that are too small to enhance their smile until they're old enough to have something more permanent done, such as veneering.
Now, in the desert, people seem to take great care of themselves, their face and their looks. And what's the upper age range of patients you see for veneers?
We've done full mouth cases on patients in their 80s.
In their 80s?
Absolutely. And people in the desert are so vibrant.
Yeah.
80s, they're out, they're golfing, they're having a wonderful time, and they want to look good. They don't want the coffee stains on their teeth. They don't want the tea stains. If they're a smoker, they don't want their teeth to look discolored. And they've tried to bleach their teeth, and they just aren't popping to the brightness that they want anymore. And so they come in and they have veneers done, and it takes 10 to 15 years off immediately. Okay,
now this DellAcqua Smile, and when you're with your employees, when you think of the DellAcqua difference, or how you're a little bit different, I don't even ask that question on my shows, but how do you see yourself as different?
Well, our office is different as a whole because my entire staff, my team is part of what makes us different. Every single one of them cares. They all believe in what we're doing. We truly care about our patients. We enjoy the interaction with our patients. We get to know our patients. There is no number or just a name. We actually know these people. So, making them part of our lives and being part of their life makes us very different.
Now, you don't look like a dentist, by the way.
Thank
People
you.
say that because they're usually afraid of a dentist.
Yeah. Nobody's afraid of me.
They're not afraid. Yeah. Okay, let's start with what's new. What's changed? How are you able to make teeth look better or more realistic than ever before? What's changed in the last 10 years, 20 years?
The materials, really, the porcelains have changed so much that we're able to create teeth that really look like teeth. They're translucent, A lot of what we've seen before was a flatness or a, opaqueness of the tooth, which made them kind of look flat when someone smiled. There was something that didn't look real and we weren't sure what it was. Well, it has to do with how see-through the materials are. And now the materials mimic natural tooth structure almost exactly.
Okay, now you brought some photos.
I did.
And you say you're changing people's lives. I mean, do you see a change in their behavior or self-esteem?
Absolutely.
How so?
People come in, a lot of times they don't smile a lot. They've learned to kind of hide their teeth with their lips, and they've got great personalities, but they just don't seem real spunky or happy. And once we complete their treatment, you see this completely different person. They're coming in, they're smiling, they're telling us how fun it is. People are telling them that they have a beautiful smile as they're walking on the street. So it restores their self-confidence. It makes them feel, you know, more youthful.
You say it can make them look younger.
Absolutely. How? Well, the shade, the color of the tooth will almost immediately take off years. The shape of the tooth, as we age, our teeth wear down. They
So
get
if you
a
live
little
long
flat.
enough, your teeth are going to get a little shorter, a little flatter.
True. That's true.
With everybody.
They absolutely. Let me show you some pictures.
All right.
This tells more than what I could ever say. Okay. First, I'd like to show you this picture here. Beautiful lady.
Yeah. What's going on there with that?
Well, her bite was off, creating this misshapen line of the upper teeth, kind of an S-shaped curve. She wasn't happy with the color of her teeth. She wasn't happy with the length of her teeth. She felt they were too short. She couldn't really put her finger on exactly what was wrong, but she knew what wasn't right.
Okay, so with her, when you look at her, you think, oh boy, this is going to be a great case. I mean, do you see the end result?
I can see the end right away. I know almost immediately when I look at someone and they smile and they're talking to me what I'm going to need to do.
So with her, what'd you do?
We did a full mouth reconstruction with her. We actually did veneers on 28 teeth, combination of veneers and crowns, yes. And we used all porcelain, there's no metal. And we opened her bite, which is something that takes several years, 10 to 15 years off of someone immediately, in that when I say opening the bite, I'm talking about the point between the tip of the nose and the tip of the chin. Imagine that lengthening or becoming more open. When I build the teeth up in the back, I make the bottom teeth a little bit taller so that we get that bite open again to where it's supposed to be. So as we age, we lose some of that height between our jaws. I guess a great example
See,
of
now
that.
I haven't heard this before, by the way.
Well,
finally something I haven't heard for a while. That's
You'll learn
good.
something new every day, right?
All right.
So a great example would be a picture of someone who takes out their dentures. What happens? Immediately they collapse in this area.
Interesting, okay.
So what we do on patients who have wear is we open that back up. So you're restoring the tissue on the sides of the face is now tighter because we've opened the frame. Now
that looks very natural, by the way. How old is a woman like this woman?
She's in her late 50s.
Late 50s,
yes.
Okay. Because it doesn't look straight across, denture-like or phony, or what I think of as veneers.
It's really important to make sure that the edges, especially for a woman, are very soft. Men can be a little bit more...
What do you mean soft?
Soft as in more rounded.
All right.
We soften the edges, we finesse them, we make them look a little bit more feminine, as opposed to a more square look, which would be more masculine. And when I say square, I don't mean boxy, but a sharper look.